Welcome back, my lovely beans. For this week in ETA, let me tell you, I had such a good week simply because I had Titania. I don't know what else to tell you. Titania shredded. It was lovely. I was a little bit worried because of the reduced energy by 75, but it worked out. Besides that, I had Daiku, I had Simos, and I had anchors. My anchors are like, semi-built. It is a zero former build, but it's, actually, it's okay. It was originally my first stat stick. Stat sticks at head, but, never mind, doesn't matter. But, Titania, do we need to say anything else? But modifiers, we're melee combo chance. Yikes. Casting an ability to reduce armor by 10% for 10 seconds actually doesn't matter for me because I'm in the air. I have reduced damage taken because I'm in the air. I'm a Titania. I have my razor flies up. Constricted, that's what I told you, but it worked out kind of fine, and I'm a deficient. If you're worried about that, put blue shots on and, have flow on. That helps. That still will be reduced, obviously, but you still have like a higher base damage. I'm a deficiency. Since I don't really worry about it because Titania is recharging, I don't really need to pick up ammo. Once again, don't worry about it. So, for the missions, we had a survival where everything was with toxin again. Since Titania does have a cleanse on her one, and I had to like recast for shield gating anyway, and I was never close enough for the entangled because I kept flying, so nothing worried about that. I did use still the sticker for less toxin, and I was using a fortifier build. So I was overdoing it a tiny bit. I will not lie. But it was comfortable, so that's the only thing that matters. Legacyte Harvest. It was actually kind of not too bad. It was once again 2 Legacytes spawn each round. Once again, you can kill them after each other. Don't worry about that. Take your time to kill them. We got unlucky twice in a row. They spawned really close to each other. That was a bit stressful, but it was still fine. Other than that, nothing too heavy. Exterminate was a bit annoying because enemies take 95% less damage from non-weak point hits. If you ever play Titania and you keep like just spreading, hitting enemy, and I, I did like take an extra thing for an extra Peely pick ship, so status chance, because I was hoping that I can cleanse myself with my one. In the end, I can't even tell you if I ever got the 10% or not. I did not pay attention, but yeah, it was in the end a really nice ETA for me. I got lucky. We got really lucky with the rewards, but yeah, keep watching. First things first, here I'm worrying because, oh my god, I only have 100 energy. Yeah, I'm sitting on the motor bicycle, so yeah, my motor bicycle has 100 energy. I don't have 100 energy, but yeah. Here I'm like, oh my god, I'm instantly dying. I somehow survive. It's fine. I'm getting used to like, how do I play Titania again? I'm not the biggest Titania player. I do use her like sometimes for obviously captures, but I did also do a level cap with Titania. But let me tell you, level cap Titania, I know that some people say she's easy, but like, let me tell you, sometimes I'm just falling out of the air, like as I get zapped, as I get like slapped with like a fly trap, or like what is it called, like the thingies you like hitting flies with. Yeah, you probably know what I'm talking about, like the Fliegenklatsche, But yeah, let me tell you that sometimes it's but you put up your extra razor flies, you put up dust because less accuracy on you. I would suggest if you play ever Titania and you plan to play her for like a longer time in one mission that you want to like inverse her, makes it a tiny bit more comfortable. My suggestion, but that's up to you, preference, as always. Also like maybe try to like aim a bit. Also like fire rate on her. Like if you have too much, you're running simply too quick through your shots. That is definitely an issue and the thing. Besides that, you simply want to make sure that you shield gift. If you don't want to actively shield gift, you can still like, run simply corrosive projection and then steel catalyzing shield. I would definitely suggest to run catalyzing shield on her if you don't want to do that. Little reminder, they reworked it that Argo mods on your secondary doesn't work because Argo mods are being now, or like your secondary now is being overwritten by Dex Pixier. So that is not working anymore. That is like with the rework of Exalted, they changed that. So you can't have like technically 2 secondaries active at the same time. So when you're like, you know, using Mesa or Titania, that is not working. You can't have, you know, like the Argomods on your normal secondary to use them. They will not trigger. So if you want to use them, you would need to have these type of mods on your Sentinel. So make sure to keep like that in mind. I hope I don't say anything wrong. If I say anything wrong here, please correct me. But that's as far as I have that in my mind. So make sure that you check that. Besides that, you know, Nourish is a classic comfortable build. If you want to not crit, if you want to actually crit, then a great way is to use Innovate with a Blast Setup and Zardos. That's also like a great way, but then you don't get obviously Fortifier. I wanted to have Fortifier because of all of the status effects, because don't forget, Overguard actually not only gives you the active Overguard, but for me a way more important effect of Overguard is the status immunity that you're getting from Overguard. That is, you know, why I do prefer Overguard actually in a lot of cases. Because it is enough if you actually have like a single Overguard, but you do actually have the knockdown knockdown resistance and the status immunity. So that's, you know, way more important. But besides that, I'm a little annoying fly, you know, going around. And like once again, I have to like tell you, we're like being stuck. You are stuck with me. I'm stuck with you. No, I'm actually not stuck with you. I'm happy you're here. For like 10 minutes in this survival, because there are not a lot of bows, you know, bows. You know, one day I will like, you know, actually know how to pronounce that name. They're not spawning a lot, so I can't tell you. Can't help you. We're just here, hanging out, you and me. But let me tell you, this ETA, it was worth it. It was actually worth it. I had fun. I hope your EDA went well. If not, let me know. I can like maybe help you. I know I had rough weeks in ETA. I will be honest, I had rough weeks in EDA. I will not lie. I had also rough weeks in EDA. So just because I'm always trying to make it, you know, sound fun and like being motivated and like hyping up and everything, I will not lie. I have rough weeks. I have shit loadouts. So I totally get you. I'm just working on having better loadouts, right? So we're working together on it, guys. We're getting better. You know, we're having fun in this game. So don't worry about it. But little reminder, even if you do EDA, ETA with like a small pool of rewards, even if you don't take all modifiers, it's still worth more than net results. So I still would suggest, if you are managing to like do it with like, you know, a small amount of modifiers, it's still better, the reward pool, than net results. So if you can handle it to a certain degree, I would suggest doing, you know, ETA, EDA. If you absolutely don't want to, obviously be free to do net results. Nobody will judge you doing net results and getting your shots there. It's absolutely fine. Don't worry about it. Do whatever you feel like farming in this game, right? Oh yeah, that was, by the way, the biggest troll. You see that this one is connected to the Necros, and they were still like able to like call reinforcement, and I was like, excuse me? I can't kill you, I can't stop you, but you're still able to call reinforcement. That is the biggest troll ever. Like, seriously, the biggest troll. Like, how? That was so mean. I didn't know what to tell. Oh yeah, I will kill that in a second. Trust me, trust me. I will kill it. I just need to like wait till my Unitex Pixie is recharging, because I have a whopping total of 30 bullets in it. So, you know, sometimes you do realize, you know, the ammo from time to time. So, yeah, it's stinky sometimes, but it's fine. It's okay, actually. Yeah, and like, to be honest, I'm not used to playing with the Necros, so I do keep shooting, you know, like the little summons. I'll be honest about it. I do shoot it. But I will not judge. I will not let you judge me for that. You know, rather shooting, you know, the own summons and, you know, sacrificing your own summons than, you know, like keeping someone wrong alive. I do stay with that. Nobody is leaving. Nobody. You all have to stay. You absolutely all have to stay. There's no escape. You're stuck now with me. Let's be honest. I am so sorry. I did not mean to cough in your face. I wanted to like be an absolutely serious talk here, you know, you and me. But I kind of ruined the mood. I'm so sorry. There we go. And now we are like, you know, zooming. We zoom into the, you know, extraction. And I think I will like also like, you know, pop a air support to like, you know, find a little bit of loot. Because I have the time, because I'm a tiny bit faster than Necros, while I'm still flying in a lot of walls. I'm not a really good Titania, to be fair. I'm quite a slow Titania. I am fully aware of that. I'm such a slow Titania. I realize when I'm now rewatching it, I do hear it. Why did I even pop it? Because I definitely do hear that one. Like, when I'm, like, staying around and, like, you know, popping the air support, I definitely heard that one. But, like, apparently not enough. Not good enough, but, you know. But hey, we got, like, a Happy Meal and a pizza. Who is saying now no to chicken nuggets and pizza? Right? So, yep. Oh yeah, and we got a Crimson Jet. And an Escapist. We don't talk about the Escapist, okay? Next part is Legicide. As always, we do have to kill 2 per round. That's a little bit annoying. I think I did drop a, like, Spectre simply because, like, I was annoyed. I don't really know why I dropped the Spectre because of, like, you know, I do have Fortifier for myself, but I was also like, you know, nah. Here, like, by the way, the other person is blaming me that I nearly killed whatever I did. And I was like, I didn't do anything. I can tell you that was like the little explosive little, you know, blobs. And they were like, that can't be. You know, I was like, exactly. It was. But, you know, it was not me that nearly killed you. I don't know where you get that idea from. I don't know why I do constantly get to the objective players waiting for you 0. I don't know. That's like, you know, bug that appeared. I don't know if it's because of the cat. That we're too far away from the cat. If that triggers it, I can't tell you. Oh yeah, being as a Titania, constantly going in and out of like operator is like the best way to like do anything instead of like going in and out of your 4, because going in and out of your 4 usually means you're dead. Like honestly, that is a really safe way to die as Titania, because no damage reduction from being like airborne. So be careful with that. You know, I would definitely say like try to like, you know, stay alive and stay in the air. It's a safer way for you as a little fly. I still need to test out what I find comfortable, because I did like 1 lava cap run, and then let me tell you, I didn't like that lava cap run with Titania. I do need to do more, obviously, to like, you know. I still think Innovate is good, but Innovate is like, if I'm being honest, better if you are like the client, not the host. If you know, do you know? With Innovate, and I wonder like if you're playing, you know, not as the host and not as the client, if you then maybe want to like prefer Fortifier and then simply have a Magister for whenever. So the issue you have with Fortifier, if you run Fortifier, you don't have enough damage for the Acolytes. So I'm wondering if you then want to run Magister to have a better chance to kill the Acolytes going out of your 4, press your 1 to like classic shield gating, if that would be like an option, but don't really know if that would be like a better way to do it or not. I still feel like maybe it's more comfortable at least. But on the other hand, technically, if you have like all of the flies constantly up, right? You should not really have an issue with it. That's my thing. You should not have an issue, but I still kept like dying. And the thing is, like, I kept dying without losing my shield or lava cap on Titania. So I wonder what happened. Like, maybe I had just a bad day. I will be honest, I do have bad days when I'm running lava cap. And then when I'm like, you know, doing a frame like Titania where you actually need to pay a little bit of attention. Maybe it's not like, you know, the best combination. You know, you might actually do need to be focusing a bit more. Like, for example, at the moment, I do like my Gauss runs. And like on Gauss, you can be like so brain dead while running. Like, you can literally stay full time in a jade beam and nothing happens. So there's nothing much to worry about, right? And then if you compare that to Titania, where you like actively have to shield gate, which is like way more annoying. To be fair, if you would run Fortifier, you would have Nourish, so that would be like a damage multiplier. Obviously, you do have Zardas, but the issue with Zardas is you actually do have to constantly hit your headshots, and that's the issue when I don't hit my headshots. I kind of like have the issue that, you know, So I do wonder if like Nourish is a better combination for myself. Nourish Fortifier. I might test that actually. Here, I, by the way, don't find the cat. I have no idea where the cat is. I don't see it. The cat is, by the way, somewhere to my side. But there it is. I don't know why I did not see the cat. I can't tell you why I did not see the cat. But I could not find the cat. Not at all. Not the slightest. There was like a speed run of these things. Also nice. Can I go back into my frame? No, apparently I didn't. I was not able to go back into my frame. Anyway, second round of Legacy kills. Here, by the way, something really mean happened. So if you will see in a second, they are like spawning really close to each other, right? While we're like losing there. And like one of them has like Yarili's water blades on them, right? And while I'm focusing on one, is it here or is it the next one? Oh yeah, there. See? And like I'm simply getting killed from my back because I don't pay attention. Because of the water blades. I'm killing myself on the water blades. Because I like try to focus and then I run into the water blades. Yep, I kind of screwed up. Anyway. Don't walk too close to these ones, you know. They are hurting. They are hurting a lot. For some reason, you know, when they do have that ability, you know, they're doing a lot of damage. When you really has that ability, even with raw and full strength, let me tell you, she's not doing that. I mean, like, we're quite squishy. Probably if you compare that to, like, any other type of damage, you know, we are like a joke to them. But yeah, I kind of got like, you know, really badly slash proc there. I don't know what I'm doing here. Apparently I waited on, you know, Minerva. Don't ask me why. I can't remember. I honestly can't remember what I did there. Like, actually, like, no idea. Oh, this, by the way, was such a bad spot because that cat now kind of like got stuck back there in the corner and no enemy spawned for like a good while. And I got so confused. Also, like, I'm flying down in that hole for a second and then for like a solid 30 seconds, I will not find my way out again because I keep flying into the like roof or like into the ceiling and I have no idea where like the hole is because I'm like too fast and like the camera angle is so weird when you're flying. So I have like literally no idea, like, how do I get out? There we go. And I know I was like, how do I get out of here? Help me. But anyway, there are like some enemies. We're finally getting there. But you keep seeing that the like, you know, cat is like stuck in that corner. And it's not moving anymore. Which is really annoying. But we do simply have to be patient. Nothing can change. Technically, the blue stuff is supposed to be explosive or, like, damaging, but, like, I think that never really happened. At least I didn't realize anything. There we go. And the last round of Legacy. They spawn once again together. That's a bit annoying. But, you know, this time I realized they had, like, you know, the blades again, the surging blades again. So I was like, I'm staying away from them. You know. I don't want to die. Well, that's so lovely. Also, like, the invisibility of these ones are, like, so annoying. I feel like they should not be actually invisible. Like, if you have, like, an auto focus weapon like Akiko, you can still hit them. But, like, if you have to actually, like, aim, like, I have no idea where to aim for. I don't know where to aim for, like what to aim for. You just need to hope that they're like respawning fast enough, and then you then find them, and like that the marker is actually correctly working. Because like, let me tell you, half of the time they're like so far away from the original position that I actually didn't know what to tell. Yeah, and the Exterminate is just taking like a second. You know, once again, we do have gear wheel, or like, you know, yeah, we do have gear wheel this week. So drop whatever you need to like do the Exterminate. I think if I saw it correctly, since, you know, your crew member is just exploding everything up, you know, you can like, you know, use your crew member. That will help you a lot, because your crew member is kind of like ignoring the weak point thingy, right? I just put it down and that's about it. So it makes like, by the way, here I'm like Minerva for some reason. Don't ask me why. And we got like a Talford Shroom, by the way, so really, really nice. Not a Talford Prepper. At the moment, I would say I would prefer like a Talford Prepper, but, you know, we got a Talford Screen. So I will not ask like for too much, because, you know, Talford Screen means like, you know, less screens I have to craft means more blues I can keep. I don't know. It seems simply less stuff I have to craft, you know. I do need more purples at the moment, to be fair, but, you know, it's absolutely fine. We also have like the Murmur modifier. I think I forgot to tell that. And I think we will also like check in a second if we do have to do the cache, but we didn't. So we will ignore that. So if you see me like hovering over things in a second to like check if we have to do the cache, no, we didn't. But we like double checking in mission in a second, because like, oh yeah, we kind of forgot that, but yeah. But yeah, back to like, you have gear wheels, so drop whatever you need to like make it easier for you. You can summon your Arcwing weapon to get a little bit of overguard. You can use specters, you can use drones, you can use your crew member, you can use energy pads, ammo pads, you know. Whatever you need, right? Here, yeah, exactly. Here we're like checking. But yeah, we didn't. So that's kind of nice. Weak point, what are weak points, you know, we're just shooting. And here I feel like, you know, actually like, since they are completely, you know, our crew member are completely ignoring weak point hits. Like, they are just like, make them explode. That's about it. They are just, you know, boom, and that's all. That's literally all. You know, we have a lot of boom boom explosion. We're not doing a lot of damage, obviously. I do have to agree to that, but that's fine. I'm usually a bit used to a bit more damage with my Titania, but that's a modifier, so it's actually okay. We will get used to it. I mean, like, no, we actually don't have to get used to that. That's like, you know, 1 times a week thing, right? Here I'm like trying to find the way out. I do tend to like fly really slowly with Titania, so I don't end in walls and everything. I do realize that, because my ability to fly is absolutely horrible. I don't know how to tell you that, but I'm definitely a bad Titania flyer, especially with like how narrow everything here is. I do tend to constantly just otherwise fly into every corner and knock and like getting stuck. So how about we don't do that? And here we go. We are like done with Exterminate. That's about it. You know, do your crew member use it? I usually use Ocrus on my crew member, the Kuva Ocrus. It's really nice for that. I do like it. If you prefer, like, I know that some people like the Arca Plasma on your crew member. That's also great. And we got a Talford Blue and a Hot Shot. And in total, I got 60 pixie ships, because I did have the modifier. If you remember that, I do have the extra toxin. And I, even when rewatching, I did not check. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you had a wonderful ETA run. Let me know how it went and what you had for a loadout. And see you next time. Bye bye.